Hey everyone, this is Nitro. Since it's Monday, I'm going to do another Nitro setup video, and I will have to be a little bit vague about the equipment on my characters for this video because Apex playoffs are coming up. So I'm not going to go over my equipment setup in detail. But before I begin though, I thought I would mention two changes that occurred silently without me knowing about them. So, the first change is more of like I don't really like it. What they've changed is it's no longer possible to have 5 characters on your hero card anymore. If you previously had 5 characters on your hero card, they will still show up, right? It's like, for example, Byleth has 5 Sigmas here. However, if you had 5 and then you change your hero card, you can no longer put 5 characters of the same hero on the card anymore. So I'm not quite sure why they changed that, but yeah, just so you guys are aware. If you have the 5 characters set up, don't change it unless you plan to go without having those 5 heroes on the hero card anymore. Second, this other change is a good thing, and that's they fixed upgrading gear with hammers and so on. For example, I am going to have to take this Giant's Resistance and unlock it, right? So I'm going to go to a second one and use Quick Add. The Quick Add automatically fills up with the highest level hammers that I have, which are the SR hammers because I've used up all my SSR ones. And it also does not use my SSR equipment. So it's a nice little fix that they've applied. You can't accidentally use your SSR gear to feed into another piece of equipment anymore. So I'm going to use Quick Add a lot now when I'm upgrading gear, because it just saves so much time instead of having to manually add the items one by one. So with those two silent changes on the back end to this game, I'm going to start by talking about the Dragon Farm results, or SSR equipment results of last week. So, with regards to that, last week, or the week before, I got 13 SSRs, and then last week I also got 13. So it's been a pretty high rate. The 9 gambles of equipment gave me nothing good. Pretty much ored all of it, you know. So I'm not even going to go over that in detail because, I think I did keep the Galaxy Cloak, but everything else was ored. Other than that, Monday gave me a Goddess Dress and Carbon Fiber Helmet, Tuesday was an Aeneas Armor and Devil Axe, Wednesday was a Loki's Mask, and I talked about the new equipment last week, and I managed to get myself a Hand of Tyr. So very, very nice. I previously mentioned that pretty much everybody wants the Hand of Tyr as their best in slot if they can equip it, so this is my first one. Thursday gave me a Giant's Resistance, another new piece of equipment, but not a very good one in truth. Friday gave me a second Giant's Resistance, as well as a Frost Rend. And then Saturday gave me a third Giant's Resistance, as well as a Tiara. And then Sunday, I didn't get anything from my 2 daily runs, but I did do some random accessory box purchases because of that, and I managed to pick up 2 SSRs, a Holy Ark and a Judge's Talisman. So in total, that was 13 SSRs, 1 truly good one, the Hand of Tyr. So I can't complain as usual. As long as I get 1 good SSR per week, I'm super happy, if I'm going to be honest. So that is also why you saw those Giant's Resistances in my bag just now, right? There were 3 of them. Although I don't think they're very good, I'm going to keep a hold of them for now. My understanding is what they offer is 10% defense and then a 20% chance to reduce the chance of you being critically hit. My impression is, thus far anyways, is that items like Bloodline Magic Armor would be much better, with the chance to reduce the damage you take by 30% and so on. But you never know. You mean, maybe in the future you will have characters who really need to reduce their chance of being crit hit, so I'm gonna keep a hold of them for now. Kind of a wait and see thing. In the first place, I'm not that desperate for Aura Column Ore anymore, so I don't really mind having spare items on hand at this time. Ever since I started purchasing the VIP, I started having quite a bit of Aura Column Ore, so it's become much less important for me to basically turn every SSR item I don't use into ore as a result. Like even now, today I already did my gambles for the week earlier, and I still have 875 Aura Column Ore, right? So I used up 1800 Aura Column Ore, and I still have a whole bunch on hand. I suppose that's why a lot of people purchase these rare enchant gift packs, because that way they can also have more enchants to buff up their equipment. But as you can see, I'm always broke. 83k gold on hand right now, so it's not something I can do right now. So that was the SSR results of last week. And with that covered, the next thing to talk about is what I've done with all my gold over this past week. So I'm not going to go into any details. As I said, a lot of the changes I made were actually because of my plans for the what's it called? Apex playoffs, right? The Apex Season 2, regular season if you will, has basically ended. There's 2 days left, which means it's all but done. What I found interesting was yesterday, on Sunday, when I took a look at my ranking, I was ranked around 41st or so. So I was definitely above top 50. It looks like a lot of people were doing some practice matches, so I dropped all the way down to 59. With that said though, I'm at 1978, and most of the people here, if you look, are very, very close in terms of score compared to me. You know, if I had done 2 more victories, did a few practice matches or so, it could be very easy for me to get all the way up to like 36 or even further. So you can see that most people are very, very similar in ranking, except for I guess roughly the top 30 or so, who are a bit higher. But except for the top leaders like Roylee and Method, who have 2600, everyone else is around the 2000 mark. Right? It goes all the way up to the 24th, in fact. People who are around below 2100 points. So there you go. I mean, I guess most people who do play Apex seriously just aim to get into Langrisser rank like I did, and then once you get into Langrisser rank, that's pretty much it. You just stop there. So, because of the playoffs coming up soon, I upgraded a few new pieces of equipment for some of my Apex 15 characters, did a bunch of enchants to get them relatively competitive, and that was most of my gold usage. Other than that, I did a bit of bond upgrading. I'm actually finding my major limitation on bond upgrades is now bursting heart keys, because I frequently forget to do the joint battle that gives the bursting heart keys. It's just at a bad time for me, so the afternoon session I can't get into due to work, and in the evening session I'm generally a bit too tired on those days to even bother playing, to stay up till, I don't know, 10 or 11 p.m. I think it was. So I don't do the joint battles which give me the bursting heart keys, and as a result I'm falling behind on those upgrades. Still getting quite a few overall, so I am steadily progressing, but it's a lack that I've been noticing. I very quickly use up all the bursting heart keys I have on hand every week. So other than bonds and heroes, I have been upgrading my training grounds a bit. Steadily upgrading the attack value of all these training grounds. The maximum attack now of any training ground, I believe, is 70%. That's my understanding. Right? There's another 8% here from the 4 upgrades. Right? 7, 8, 9, 10. And then over here, the additional 5 upgrades. This can, I believe, go up to 40%, right? So I'm missing 12% plus another 8%, another I guess 20%, 68%. I'm missing a bit, so I'm a bit off in my calculations, but yes, I'm pretty sure all of these upgrades can technically be 70%, right? So there's a lot to do with the new elite training ground to do, and for me, all the core techs as well, and even these additional techs. So things to upgrade in the training ground. I'm trying to use up all my burgers, and I've done quite a bit of grinding this weekend as a result. If you see me in a match doing auto battle for anikis, don't expect me to say anything because I'm literally just auto battling while I'm actually doing work or something similar on the side. So, I mean, a lot of people were chatting with me. I apologize if I wasn't talking to you, but again, I'm literally just auto battling while working. So you can see here, I still have 84 burgers on hand. It's actually a big improvement on how much I had before, which was close to 130 or 140. So I still have these burgers to use. Hopefully before this weekend, I doubt I'll be able to use them all. But, you know, weekdays it's much harder to grind. But we'll see. So, using up the burgers, trying to grind up more materials for my training ground upgrades. And hoping I have enough gold to do all those upgrades. So that's pretty much been my current status at this time. Heroes wise, I mean, I already showed my shard farming plans of last week. So a few things have changed though. First, exactly as predicted, the Landius Bozo banner did come, which was exactly what I expected. But when I did some further consideration, I decided not to draw on it. Yes, I could draw for one copy of Bozo because it was guaranteed. If I get Landius, I could use the exchange to get 50 shards of Bozo. And if I get Bozo directly, then I'm done. My Bozo's at 6 stars. But after some more thought, I felt that I didn't truly need to do that. First of all, I think it's incredibly important to get the Yu Yu Hakusho characters, right? Well, if you look at my current number of Trinity vouchers and crystals, that is actually a total of 280 draws, right? If I converted all of this into Trinity vouchers, add the 61 to it, that's 280 draws. So 280 draws, my goal is to get 4 heroes, right? I want Yusuke, I want Hiei, Toguro Brothers I don't really want, but if I get him, whatever. And I don't really want Kurama, but if I get him, I'll take him as well, right? So I'm not sure you can get all 4 heroes with just 280 draws. So with that in mind, I decided it wasn't worth getting 50 Bozo shards. So instead, I will have to finish grinding him up. I did make some adjustments to my grinding plans because of this. Specifically, while the 18 Gate of Fate event is running right now, for the 2 more days I guess, the Legendary Gate event, I have been doing 4 shards of Bozo every day. Right. So in 2 more days, I will have, what, 111 shards of Bozo? Which means I need 39 more. So 10 more days of farming if I can farm 4 shards of Bozo every day, and he'll be done. We'll see. I mean, alternatively, since it is 39 shards, if I farm 3 shards a day, it's 13 days. So that's much more manageable. My personal plan right now at this time is to first finish Yulia, then start doing Bozo. And in the meantime, I can continue to farm Young Jessica and Gizaroff, right? For the other 3 runs, or other 6 runs, right? So Gizaroff will be finished soon. Young Jessica will be leveled up at the same rate as Gizaroff, and then we'll see how it goes. So that will finish off Bozo. I'll have Yulia finished. Young Jessica and Gizaroff will be consistently leveled up until whenever, and then after that, I think the Yu Yu Hakusho characters will arrive, and I'll start having to grind their shards too. So there are a few core characters that I still would love to level up, especially Listel, right, to 6 stars. Leonhard to 6 stars would be nice. Rachel, you know, Bernhard, you know. I'd like to bring Narm to 5 stars to make her more usable for PvE content. But in the case, sorry, I like to bring Rene, not Narm. But in the case of Rene, to be honest, I actually don't use her in any of my clears. Simply because I do recordings of my battles. So it's okay that I left her at 4 stars at the end of the day. So that's, oh, and of course, Shafenil is another character I really want to raise to 6 stars. In order to truly use her, right, she needs that 3-turn cooldown on her skills so that Demolish can be endlessly utilized. So, and until that happens, Shafenil's kind of not so good for PvP. So that's yet another character I want to grind shards of. Too many, right? I'm already listing so many characters, right? Bernhard, Leonhard, that's 2. The third one is Shafenil. The fourth one would be Wilder, right? I'd like to level up Lanford to at least 5 stars. The list goes on and on. You know what? I'm not going to go over every single character I would like to level up. There's tons of characters, but I just don't have the opportunity to choose. So we'll see. These are all characters, but what I personally figure is I'm sure these legendary date events come up every so often, and whenever they do, that's when I'll choose to level up the characters that I would like to use in the future, you know. Since each of these events seems to run for 2 weeks, right? That's 14 days. 14 days times 3 gives you around 42 shards of the character. So, yeah, it's reasonable. It's reasonably effective in bringing characters up, right? With 2 events, for example, you can basically raise a character to 5 stars. So eventually, over time, I'll have more utilizable characters. That's what I figure. But for now, very much, we'll see how it goes. Alright, so with these things mentioned, I thought I should also talk about the very last point would be, the SSR equipment I still need. Once again, hasn't changed. There's still the Extreme Magic Bow. In particular, of the weapons, it's still the Extreme Magic Bow and a Mimir's War Axe. If I can get one of these 2, I'm pretty much done with weapons. Demon Slayer would be nice to have, but I don't need it. You know? The rest of the items I truly don't need. It's really just Extreme Magic Bow and Mimir's War Axe that I truly want. The rest are entirely optional and I don't need them. Armors wise, it continues to be getting more copies of Last Rites. That's pretty much it. You know, the more copies of Last Rites I have, the more of my flyers, assassins, and archers can equip them, and the better it is for my party overall. So I can't complain about the number I already have, right? Especially since I picked up 3 of them in around 3 months. 2 or 3 months. So, but more would always be nice. Headgear wise, I think I'm pretty much set, except for getting more King's Crowns and more of these new Hands of Tyr, right? The rest of these items that I don't have are pretty much exclusives, and I don't really need them. So if I can get, so I will definitely continue to gamble for headgear and try to get more King's Crowns and Hands of Tyr, and we'll see how that goes. Those are the only 2 I want. Accessory wise, still need a pair of boots. That's really it. Apex boots preferably, but I would settle for, you know, spirit boots. That would be nice too. Divine boots, I know we can eventually get one from, I think, Time Rift. So that one's not exactly required anymore, but Apex boots would be the nice one to get. And that's pretty much it. I mean, at this point in time, I pretty much have all the gear I truly need for PvP and PvE. There's a few items that are missing, but at the same time, I'm finding I'm able to compensate in PvP even though I don't have them. Is there anything else to mention? This has gone on for quite a while, this video. So, oh right, the final thing I was going to mention is purchases. I've been very good this month of January, have not made any purchases thus far. My Echoes of Light is currently still at $0, so ever since the start of the Emilia and Young Jessica summons, I have not done any purchases for an amazing 11 days or so. 11 or 12 days. But the temptations remain. In particular, the skins, right? The Ledin skin, because I'm sick of looking at Ledin with his default skin, right? But that 188 skin vouchers is really off-putting. The Chris skin, I'm not as interested in. I don't use her. It's a very, very pretty skin for her, don't get me wrong. It's just that because I don't use Chris, I feel that it's a waste of money. And the other two things that are really tempting me to purchase are, well, actually just one thing really, is one, the Super Garment value packs, right, to purchase the skins, and two, the unlimited treasure, so I can pick an SSR of my choice. Obviously, if I do purchase this, it's going to be for the Apex boots, but when I thought about it some more, my thought was, it's $19.99 USD, US dollars. In Canadian, it's actually $28. That's what's really thrown me off. To spend $28 for one SSR item and then $28 for a skin, it's just it seems a bit too expensive to be worth doing. So that's why I've held off on those. I mean, I know I did purchase the Imelda skin in the past. Very much an impulse buy, especially since Imelda is another character I don't use, so I really never see her, right? This skin just never ever gets viewed. So I guess you can say I learned my lesson from that, and that's why I haven't purchased the Chris skin. But Ledin is used in every single one of my videos, or just about. So that's why the Ledin skin is the one I'm really considering. But $28, I don't know. We'll see. And that's pretty much it. It is kind of funny though, I have to say, that my purchases are mainly for things that don't actually affect my party. You know, skins and that kind of stuff. I mean, the only thing that really did affect me, my party specifically, would probably be the Flag of Courage, because it gave me a lot more ore and aniki farming materials. Right? The Gift of the Goddess, I'm going to no longer purchase. Right? I realized that it's around $8 for, what is it? 1,500 Trinity crystals or so? Yeah, 1,500 Trinity crystals. I don't think I really need that. It's like, it's roughly, oh, you do I think get 300 extra Trinity crystals on purchase, so 1,800 Trinity crystals. And all things considered, 1,800 Trinity crystals is just 20 Trinity vouchers. So I'm not sure I'm going to renew that one. Its main use for me has been allowing me to do one stamina purchase every day. So I've been buying stamina, 40 stamina every single day, so that I can do more dragon farming, or more aniki farming to level up my training ground. Right? But once again, my training ground is really, really far behind. Even though I'm getting an extra 120 stamina, it's not, I don't feel like I'm particularly catching up to the front runners. So I don't know. The flip side is, it does effectively mean I get maybe one extra, I get 7.5 aniki runs every day with 120 stamina. That's more or less the equivalent of maybe 1 or 2 SSR aniki items. So on the bright side, it is helping me level up the training ground faster, but we'll see. At the end of the day, it's like whether it's worth that money. I don't know. In terms of party performance, in truth, I don't think it has any real impact for PvE content, so its only utility has been PvP. But I already get into the top 256 in PvP anyways. So in some ways, it kind of feels like money wasted. So that's why, once again, I keep talking about eliminating the Gift of the Goddess purchase from my purchases. So I'll probably end up after this month with just the Flag of Courage and the Clock of Forgiveness. And that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope once again you found this video useful. And on that note, Nitro out.